I hope this serves as a cautionary tale. I don't want to see anyone else on Instagram Live being called a side chick while holding a baby in their arms. I don't want to see it. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Mixed Feelings. I am your host, Kira Bria. How are you doing today? I am doing actually good. So today I wanted to talk about DaniLeigh and DaBaby and Summer Walker and London on the Track. London on the Track. You know when things are spelt like that and you're like, do I actually say it like that though? London's off the track anyways, so it doesn't even matter. But I wanted to talk about the plight of the third and fourth baby mama. This video will be titled The Plight of the Fourth Baby Mama because that is Summer Walker's most fire song on her newest album, Fourth Baby Mama. Even though technically I think DaniLeigh is the third baby mama, but same deal, like you get the drift, right? You're not the first. So let's start with DaniLeigh. I would like to start with DaniLeigh because if you didn't see, it's probably been like a week ago now, but DaniLeigh and DaBaby had a very public fight on Instagram, and I guess it started with her, like him filming her breastfeeding, and he said it was like for his safety, whatever that means. And then it turns into this big fight and they're yelling at each other. And I remember he basically was just gaslighting her, and she was saying like she's been here for the past 3 months, and he was just calling her like a glorified side chick basically. And she was like actually very aghast and like she seemed shocked. And I was like, it's weird to me that she's being shocked by him saying this when I feel like we all knew it, A. B, like, how are you so confused? Okay, I want to say I do have compassion for both of these women, Summer Walker and DaniLeigh, but I think they both played themselves, and that's what Summer's album is about. Like, if you listen, you know what, I'm not even gonna go like we're just gonna talk about DaniLeigh and then we're just gonna talk about Summer, because their situations are so similar that we can talk about both of them at the same time. Summer's album, if you listen from the beginning, first of all, Cardi B's soundbite, nuts. Loved it. Love Cardi B, and she said, if they're gonna get clout off you, you're gonna get clout off them. Beautiful album, to be honest. But you hear her story in the album. She goes from being naive, right? She starts off being naive, very much with her man, with London, and is talking shit about the other women, talking shit about the other baby mamas, saying, London, did you really screw this bleep for real? Like, all of this stuff. And she was talking so much shit about these other women, and it was funny. Like, what was that line? She probably thought it came with the millions. Like, she's when I first heard that, she's like, she probably thought the dick came with the millions. I literally died. So Summer is basically saying, yeah, she slept with him, and she probably thought that just because she slept with him, she was gonna get that lifestyle, she was gonna get the money that came with him, all this stuff. She really thought her lifestyle was about to change. Joke's on her, dumb bleep. Like, very much, I'm with my man, these other girls are dusty don't deserve anything, good for nothing, yada yada. And then as we progress through the album, you start to hear Summer realize that she played herself and that London is a piece of trash and he's gonna do to her what he's done to every baby mama before her, because she is the fourth baby mama. Do you think like it's gonna be any different? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I do have compassion for these women in the sense that the actions are still the man's fault at the end of the day. Of course that's true, but like, what, I guess it's interesting to think about what would compel a woman to be in a relationship with a man like that and think that she's gonna be different. I guess she just thinks that she's special and that the reason I have a little bit of a hard time still being like, how could they ever believe that though, is because that mentality means that you think you can change a man. Like, it really does, because his behavior has shown you who he is. So you think that you're just like good enough to change who he is? Newsflash, Beyonce isn't good enough to change who a man is, because a man will never change unless he wants to change. And a man's behavior is always only a reflection of himself and how he feels about himself. I had a podcast a little while ago titled "What Men Think of You Has Nothing to Do with You," and that is still true, right? Because if you look at the most gorgeous women in history, they've all been cheated on, right? If you look at the Kardashians, like, up until recently, they've had hard times keeping men. So it is not about anything a woman can do. A man's actions are always going to be a reflection of himself. And so like, picturing myself as DaniLeigh or Summer Walker, like, what are you thinking, girl? What are you thinking, girl? You must be going in thinking, oh, I'm different. And the thing is, you might be different. It doesn't matter. You might be different. You might be completely different than every girl he's dated before and baby mamas 1 through 3. That doesn't mean he's different. He's actually the same. And I really hope that some women out there, like, take this as a lesson. Like, it doesn't matter what he's telling you now. Look at his past and look at what he's done, because that is what shows you who he is. He's not going to change for you because he can't. Like, men can't change for women. They can only change for themselves, and they can only change if they want to. And even then, they have to work really hard and be really intentional about it. It's not just, they're never going to change just for a girl. So Summer's album, you see her start to realize that and sorry, I'm just thinking about fourth baby mama opening line. I want to start with your mama. She should have whipped your ass. I don't support child abuse. I don't support hitting your children, but that's a funny line. But that's a hilarious, like, it's just glorious. Chef's kiss of a first line for a song called Fourth Baby Mama. And the fact that I really respect Summer though, like, here's the thing. I really respect Summer. I don't know how I feel about Dani. I really respect Summer because she was very honest about like, the whole album front to back is her story. She starts off saying, yeah, I came into this thinking my man was the man, the one for me, and all of these other girls that he was with, they were just crazy. They were crazy. They're nothing. They're ratchet. They're trash. Come to realize at the end of the album, actually he's trash, and I am trash for falling for it. She doesn't say that she's trash, but you can hear the regret. You can hear the regret. One of my other favorite lines from the album is, like, I think she says that he always called her his queen, And she's like, guess you meant queen of R&B? Because she's like, I'm not your queen, you are a hoe. Anyway, so I really respect Summer for, first of all, giving us the tea front to back, right? Naming, even when she just said his name, when she said London's name, I was like, that's bold, and I'm here for it. Like, just to really use your music as a diary, I'm here for that, 100%. It's a good album, and I respect Summer. Moving on to Dani, the reason people in general have less compassion for Dani is because she's colorist, and I mean, so is DaBaby, obviously, but like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Dani released a song, I think it was last year, called Yellow Bone, saying yellow bone is what he want. Yellow bone is what he want. Obviously talking about DaBaby, and I guess his other baby mamas were dark skin, darker. And so first of all, that song is problematic. Obviously. First of all, that song is problematic. Second of all, the fact that she's like, she had this air about her of like, I am better and he loves me more because I'm this like light skin, yellow bone goddess, and he won't do to me what he did to baby mamas 1 and 2, I guess. That didn't age well, did it? I guess it doesn't matter if you're the yellow bone. You're still getting yelled at on Instagram Live and demeaned in front of hundreds of thousands of people and called a side chick. Like, it, and again, like, that is DaBaby's fault. That is 100% his responsibility. And we already know that he's trash, right? I also can't respect the partner of a person like that, personally. Because somebody who is openly homophobic and openly a bad person to women, like, I know that Megan Thee Stallion doesn't really mess with DaBaby anymore, because he did, I don't even remember, but he did something not good to her. Maybe he like, I think he like hung out or collabed with Tory Lanez or something, who obviously shot her in the foot. But DaBaby is not a good person, and he's outwardly homophobic. So I'm not really capable of respecting someone who's with someone like that very much, because I think you're just spineless and weak. But I do, like, I hate the way she's been treated. But the fact that she did come into it being like, oh, I'm the beautiful yellow bone who won't get messed over by DaBaby because I'm prettier and lighter, that's made it really difficult for people to give a fuck about her situation, because wow, you shouldn't have been talking like that. Maybe you shouldn't have been colorist. And now she's charged with like 2 accounts of simple assault because she was like chasing him around the apartment, and I guess she hit him or something. I don't really know. But it's a bad look. It's a bad look to have a hissy fit about something that, like, he showed you who he was. Come on. He showed you who he was. You knew that, right? We can't be this dumb. We can't be this naive. I'm just disappointed. And I don't know how old these women are. I don't know. Dani's probably pretty young. They're probably both in their 20s. But you should 100% take the behavior of your man towards other women from his past seriously, and take that as a sign of the future. Take that as something that will be repeated, because it will. Men are very habitual creatures, and they seem to be pretty stagnant in their mindset most of the time. Like, they're less changeable as a whole, I would say. I would say that they're probably more consistent in their behavior for like over the span of their life, I think it's a bit difficult to like change them out of what they've learned to become. And so if a man has several baby mamas before you that he's treated like shit, what in the world makes you think you're going to be different? I guess internalized misogyny, right? I guess internalized hatred for other women, and just, you know, probably participating in slandering those women with your man. Like, they probably talk shit about the other baby mamas together, right? And he probably convinced them, he meaning both DaBaby and London, convinced both London and Summer that those other baby mamas were crazy and they don't know what they're talking about. They're on some shit. When in reality, 9 times out of 10, if a girl is crazy, a guy has made her that way. Like, literally made her that way. So don't trust someone who says that his ex is just crazy and he has these baby mamas who just all happen to be crazy, messed up people. Who's the common denominator? Who is the common denominator? The baby daddy. The baby daddy. So let's be smarter. I would say, let's be smarter. Let's not pretend that men change this quickly and easily and without any effort. Because the thing is, London and DaBaby didn't like really pretend to change their behavior. You know what I mean? They were acting the same. So it's very weird to me that a woman would fall for that trap. Again, I get it. It's different when you're in it, and it's different when a man is. I understand. Like, it's easy to be manipulated and to want to believe the things that you hear. I get that, but you need to be smarter for yourself, and you need to be more protective of yourself. And you can't really go by what he's saying. You need to go by what he's doing and what he's done. And if what he's done is leave 3 baby mamas in the dust and treat them like shit, honey, you're next. Doesn't matter if you're a yellow bone. You're next. Doesn't matter if you're the queen of R&B. It doesn't matter if you're the queen of R&B. You're next. You're next. And I, again, have a lot of sympathy and compassion for what these women are going through, but the signs were all there. They just chose to ignore them. I hope this serves as a cautionary tale for other women out there who may encounter similar types of men and know how to navigate it better. Please navigate it better. I don't want to see anyone else on Instagram Live being called a side chick while holding a baby in their arms. I don't want to see it. May this serve as a cautionary tale. Avoid these types of men at all costs, please. Please. I don't want to see that again. Okay? Cool. That's it for today's episode. Please make sure to like this episode or give it a 5-star rating if you're listening on podcasts. Please share this video with your friends. That's how it gets into the YouTube algorithm or the podcast algorithm, and it'll send it out to more people. So I'd really appreciate it if you did that. It would really help me out. Follow me on Instagram at Kira. And don't forget to send me any questions you might have for the podcast. You can just DM me on Instagram at Kira. Yeah, thank you so much for watching and or listening, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.